He's gone from here. The evil is gone.
Did you know that a young boy drowned the year before those two others were killed? His name was Jason.
The blackest diamonds. The devil's side.
Spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down your spine. Shrieks and ghouls will shock your soul and seal your doom tonight. Bum bum. It's that time of the year again. Yes, October is one of our more treasured months here at 305 Film Studios. The spooky season allows us to share our thoughts and recommendations about one of our most beloved genres, horror. Since the 40s, the horror genre has created a host of iconic characters, whether they borrowed from literature or created purely cinematic characters. As time has gone on, those characters appeared across decades of films, creating these franchises that we know today. In that spirit, we have decided to categorize these franchise films. To be clear, a franchise, for us, is a series of 3 or more films that share a common world or a character, but they have to be in the horror genre. Not every film in the franchise has to be a horror film, but the first one must. Also, we took liberties in omitting films that we considered to not be horror. No Jaws, Alien, or Godzilla. Alien is a tough call, but the rest of the franchise is more sci-fi or sci-fi action than horror. Also, there's a bunch of films we haven't seen, like the Universal monster films of the past. We're sure they're great. So, let's break it down for our top 10 original horror movies. Part 1. Yeah, there's too many f***ing horror movies to do at once, so this will be for films up until 1989, and then part 2 will be from 1990 onward. On to number 10.
10.
10.
At number 10, Phantasm. This was so boring. Phantasm is a creepy late 70s horror movie that fails to deliver real terror by replacing it with long, uninteresting sequences that don't do much for me. The acting can come off as laughable at times, and whole scenes become very skippable. There are some truly wild moments in this movie, as well as some great effects and a good opening, but these aren't enough for a feature-length movie. At least it's only like 80 minutes. 4 out of 10.
9. 9.
Number 9, Child's Play. The first Chucky movie is a mixed bag, some funny bits mixed with some lame kills. Child's Play has a very surface level appeal about a killer doll that gets bought by a single mom and her kid. You would hope that while the premise is cheesy, they would really ramp up the suspense, but it only hints at suspense. There's some good laughs to be had, and they definitely find their rhythm with horror and comedy as the Chucky series goes along, but it wasn't enough here. 5 out of 10, some good and some bad.
I said talk to me, damn it, or else I'm gonna throw you in the fire!
You stupid bitch, you filthy slut! 8.
At number 8, The Evil Dead. No, not Evil Dead, but The Evil Dead. The Evil Dead was a revolutionary low-budget horror movie that kicked off the career of Sam Raimi. That fact aside, there's a reason why he remade this years later with Evil Dead 2. The Evil Dead gets very cheap very quickly. It becomes obvious that everyone here lacks real film experience, and they're all just figuring it out in real time. As much as that is neat to think about, the film's lowlights of okay cinematography and muddied performances don't help the film. The Deadite shot is great. You can see Bruce Campbell come into his own, but it leaves much to be desired. Thankfully, Evil Dead 2 picked up the slack. 5 out of 10.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
Just kidding.
7.
7.
Number 7, Night of the Living Dead. The first of the classic George Romero movies, Night of the Living Dead was a revolution for its time. Now, it's a solid piece of business that drags itself a bit. The low-budget appeal, the true introduction of zombies into the horror genre, and the messaging behind the ending are all historically significant and make Night of the Living Dead one of the most important horror movies of all time. With that said, as a film, it suffers from mediocre acting and little character development. The visually striking shots are more about the scope of the situation and the zombies rather than sleek camera work and great lighting. Still, an okay watch. 5 out of 10.
They're coming to get you, Barbara. 6.
At number 6, Poltergeist. Poltergeist is a somewhat iconic horror movie that gets kind of ruined by its publicity. Once you know about the burial ground and the TV and all that stuff, the movie has little to offer after that. Solid performances from everyone involved. Boy, Tangina Barons is annoying as hell. An unfortunate bit about this film is how absurdly dated the effects became, especially the scene with the objects floating around. Truth be told, it could be an enjoyable watch by some. You just have to not know much about the story of Poltergeist. However, it seems like this movie has been able to work itself into so much pop culture that you really know the movie before you've even seen it. 6 out of 10, not bad. Before we get to number 5, please be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this.
5.
5. 5. Well, not in Paris. 5.
Number 5, Friday the 13th, 1980. A controversial placement on this list given what the OG Friday is, but we have our reasons. The original Friday the 13th was intended as nothing more than a cheap ripoff of Halloween from 1978, but it became a fun, niche film that kicked off one of the most successful horror franchises of all time. Shallow characters, no real plot, and clumsy acting here and there don't help this movie's case. However, there's a certain appeal to this hangout atmosphere that makes the movie enjoyable. The inventive kills are a plus. Kevin Bacon getting a spear through the neck is always great. Plus, the ending is a real piece of business. The twist with Mrs. Voorhees is fun, then you get her and Alice scrapping around until the decapitation. It's a fun watch and a solid start to a franchise that had much worse movies than this. 6 out of 10.
Kill her, Mommy. Kill her. Don't let her get away, Mommy. I won't, Jason. I won't.
4. 4. 4.
At number 4, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now we're on to the good movies. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not as brutal or horrific of a film as the media has let on, but it's certainly a really good horror movie that keeps you hooked the whole time. Get it? The hook in the whole thing. OG Texas Chainsaw does such a great job at introducing the world to Leatherface and conveying real terror. The cast really nails this frenzied terror that they are enduring. Marilyn Burns takes the Sally role and makes her one of the greatest final girls of all time. Could there have been a more complex plot? Maybe some varied characters would be interesting? It really doesn't matter, as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre stands as one of the first great American slasher movies. 7 out of 10.
I'm going to count to 3.
3.
3.
Number 3, A Nightmare on Elm Street. The original Nightmare on Elm Street is about as solid of a horror movie as you can get. It's really the best parts of the 70s to 80s movies of this time. A cast that includes a future star, a fantastic final girl, cool visuals, inventive structure, and a premier villain. Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger, and his performance is one of the best in the horror genre. John Saxon and Heather Langenkamp provide good performances as well. The only issue I have would be the lack of really inventive stuff that the Nightmare movies would be known for in later years. Otherwise, still a good-ass movie. 7 out of 10.
Come to Freddy.
2.
2.
2.
2.
2.
2.
At number 2, Halloween, 1978. Now here's the good stuff. The original Halloween stands as the iconic slasher movie and works on so many levels. The brilliant directing of John Carpenter creates a look that makes Halloween feel like a shadow play of the 40s, utilizing the mysterious corners of the house as a maze for Michael Myers to hide and stalk his prey. It works as a dark comedy, showcased by some oddly funny shots during the film's darkest and tensest moments. The film also takes the final girl structure and evolves it, showcasing Jamie Lee Curtis's incredible ability and pairing her with a fantastic villain in The Shape. Halloween is a super fun movie that provides fun scares and a great atmosphere. It's just unfortunate that all those sequels ruined the mystique of the first one. 9 out of 10.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Before we get to number 1, here are some honorable mentions. The Omen, Fright Night, and Puppet Master. Haven't seen any of them. Puppet Master looks goofy as hell, I have no clue about Fright Night, and I've heard some good things about The Omen, but we're gonna move on.
Alright, ready? One.
At number 1, The Exorcist. The Exorcist stands as one of the greatest horror movies ever made. A controversial film upon release, it captivated the masses and shocked people to their core, leading to walkouts and many fainting in the theaters. It's a film that is impeccable in the mastery of mood, pacing, dialogue, and themes. The performances are excellent, and the movie has some of the most iconic moments in all of horror. Maybe not as scary as it was back in the day, but it holds up as a different kind of seeping horror that will get you and stay with you. 10 crucifix stabbings out of 10.
Some of iniquity be powerless to harm.
Your mother sucks and hell carrots, you faithless swine.
And that'll do it for our list. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for part 2 that'll be coming out soon. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this, and comment if you have any ideas for future videos. Thanks again and have a great day.